Hello, I'll be Karen for this evening, and this is the second video I plan to upload on my personal archive. I say that I plan on uploading because this is the second video that I'm recording for this project, and the other two that should be posted on are the Scholar archives on vertical and horizontal. And this is technically the second video that I'm making for this. The first one should be out already. But okay, the topic that I wanted to discuss today is essentially relationships. And I don't mean like only romantic kinds, I mean like on your family cycle, on your friend cycle, everything. So, first things first, I said on the other video about how you don't have any friends until you're at your lowest in life, and then you realize who are the people that actually care about you. And I've noticed that when I started to talk about that, my voice has been lowered. I don't mean like I did that in post editing, but it's just that as I go, I start to get more comfortable with both my voice and the subject. So I start changing my tone. But okay, about relationships essentially. Why do I say that about friends? Because it's true, first things first. And the second, we all have that friend that, oh, we're friends, but like they're a little distant. They only reach out to me when they need something or something when something that I have can be beneficial to them at the moment. And I feel like that's the most prevalent prevalent? The most prevalent example that I can think of. And about relations with family, everyone has heard that saying of you don't choose your family. The family you have is the only one who you can have. That I messed up. But what I'm trying to say, like, people only consider family your blood relatives, but I think most of the people agree that family are the people that will always be there for you. It doesn't matter if you're related by blood or not. And we as a society have pushed this normativity of only considering family those who are blood related, that it created such a toxic environment where you can't really get out of that because you can't stop talking with them, they're family. And I think it's really good that at least the newer generations are being taught that you really don't need to be forced to consider anyone family. I mean, if you have that one aunt, that one uncle, that one cousin that you don't really give a shit about, you don't need to treat them like family. You gotta treat them like human beings, that's true. But you don't gotta treat them like they're on some pedestal that you can't get rid of. That's something fully in your control nowadays. And I think that's my main concern and opinions about family relationships. But I won't lie, I really wanted to talk about parasocial relationships. Oh, why? What do you mean? Why parasocial relationships? What even are those? According to Wikipedia, I have it pulled up right here, the whole article, but only gonna read a few of it. Parasocial interaction, or relationships, refers to a kind of psychological relationship experienced by an audience in their mediated encounters with performers in the mass media, particularly on television and online platforms. You know when that one actor that you really like likes your tweet, reposts, they comment on it, you guys become DM friends? Yeah, DM friends. That's a parasocial relationship. Kind of what really happened when Hamilton the musical came out, and you'd see like on the backstage there would be a crowd of people to see and chat with the actors, and then there's like a lot of really positive stories about it. That's essentially parasocial relationships as far as I know. And like a good example like from modern media, because modern media as if Hamilton didn't come out in what, 2015, 2017. I think like the first productions of Hamilton were in 2015, and when he actually went to Broadway was in 2017. Yeah, and then there was the 2020 version on Disney Plus. And honestly, it's not that it's old. I mean, 2015 was 10 years ago. hmm And I mean, 2020 is exactly kind of really recent, in at least my eyes. But another media that came out in 2020 was the Call of Duty Modern Warfare reboots. I'm not sure if it was the second game or the first, but I mean, it's a really popular media. Like Modern Warfare 3 came out in 2023, I guess. Talking about it, I think it was really unjustified soap stuff because it came out of nowhere. Like, what even was that? And now that I got into the right subject that I wanted to, I can connect per social relationships and that game. It's specifically soap, specifically Neil Alice. Okay, but who the fuck is Neil Alice? He's the voice actor and face model for soap. You know, Johnny McTavish, him. And you see a lot of people that they're like, oh, I was at Comic Con and I met John, and I met New Alice. He was such a cool guy, really chill, super cool and all. And that's like, as I see, this is a very bright example of healthy parasocial relationship. And I get it. New Alex, he's such a cool guy. I mean, I'm from a small town in the south of Brazil. I am not going to meet this man. But it is still a dream of mine. He's such a cutie. And like he's to me he is the embodiment of his character. And he's also one of the few main actors of this new series that aren't so problematic. What do I mean by that? You know, Elliot Knight, who played Gaz on the new games. You know, Kyle Garrick, that guy. His actor is an Israeli, yeah, Zionist, and he works with a Zionist on the Boys show. I think is a guy who plays Frenchie. Elliot Knight, Zionist. I read something about it. I know. There's like reverse canary mission, as far as I know, is like something that writes out people that are actually involved with Zionists or that openly support it. And I found his wiki, not his wiki, I found his entry on this. And yeah, he supports his Highness Israeli IDF soldier co-star Tomer Capone. So yeah, the main problem is Tomer Capone. But still, Elliot is supporting this guy. Like, this Tomer man, he openly expressed his support for the Israel genocide, and Elliot was just there cheering him on. You know who else was cheering him on? I do not know the name of the actor. I swear I did my research on this, but it's just been so long. I've tried to kind of distance myself from all of this because whether you like it or not, it won't be good for your mental health. And here someone that I know of, the woman who plays Valeria Garza, what's her name? Maria Elisa Camargo. She openly supports it. I do not remember his name also, but he plays Ghost in the reboot. I think Simon is the name of the character, not the actor. The actor's called. Oh, I can't find it. Oh shit. I knew it. Samuel Roken, that guy. He also expressed his blatant support. And I mean, I know there was a lot of controversy around Elliot Knight because people think that he kind of distanced himself from the rest of the cast and from Activision itself because he's gay and because like they killed off Johnny and Johnny was like the main icon for ships in the game. I mean, why you gotta be doing so much? Like it's just a shooting game, a silly shooting game with a silly story, and you're gonna get mad at that? And I mean that to Activision, not to any of the actors involved and all, but just you're like, I think they are multi-billion. Is Activision multi-billion dollar company? Yes, they are. Especially because now they're part of Microsoft. And like, you're a multi-billion company. You're really gonna get mad because people are shipping to fictional military guys that no one gives a shit about? Truly. You should be worried about other stuff. You should be worried about the Nazis that you keep in your company. That was my main concern. And another thing that I find really funny is parasocial relationships when they get exploited. In my humble opinion, that's what happened with Colleen Ballinger. I know she's like an awful person, doesn't even deserve to be called a human being, but it all started with a kind of parasocial relationship. That's what she did. She took advantage of that. She took advantage of the children. They were children. The children that kind of supported her through this way. And if I'm not wrong, there's a lot of people that did that. And yes, I said at the beginning of the video, I did say, oh, because I want to talk about relationships in general. No, I only wanted to talk about parasocial relationships. This is my channel, I get to do what the fuck I want. Okay, but another person a person that I think that does great use of parasocial relationships is personally a channel that I really, really like, which is Ewipi. Or he has some other channels, but essentially, that guy is the fucking sweetest. I don't care. I'll have his channel linked down, and he makes such good use of parasocial relationships, never crossing boundaries, never crossing the line. An absolute profession, in my humble opinion. Someone other is Young Lishu. He makes first things first. He makes banger music. He's in the YouTube like I think 11 or 12 years, like just like Markiplier type, but of course not as much, not as much as Mark. But you see, he's considered a small YouTuber near Mark. You know, he has 1,600,000 subscribers, but like his older videos are from 11 years ago. That's something that I really like. I have little to no perception of time also, so I mean, in my head, it's still 2022 or around that time, because like this guy, he started 11 years ago, but I think Markiplier was like a little bit before. I don't know. I'm checking. Okay, I show that I have like holy fuck. I did say that I have a screen here, but I didn't really show it because it doesn't appear on the clip. Yeah, here it is. I don't want to have this gray square in my video, so it's going to be tilted like this. And 12 years ago, that's when Markiplier started. And if I'm not wrong, he had like other channels. So yeah, he's an ancient. Everybody knows him. I think like him and PewDiePie get to be the oldest and maybe the biggest, likely the biggest. But I don't know how I got to this point. I mean, Mark also has a great parasocial relationship. Yeah, that's the word. Parasocial relationship with people that are like his members, his mods, people that he meets like back in 2015 when he used to do like the meet and greets at like very big events. I remember seeing people be like so happy to meet him and have so many good memories. And essentially that's what I wanted to say about parasocial relationships. I hope it wasn't too boring because that's the most I can do for now.